A little bit of both. I mean, give them credit that they think they lead the league in that category, but about half or more was probably just us, just fumbling the ball, offensive fouls. It's a bunch of mental mistakes that you can't afford, when you're trying to beat a team like that. So didn't feel like that many during the game. When you get back and you look at the box score, you're a little surprised that it makes sense why we didn't win the game with that many turnovers. Hard to win at that level.
And then a team hits 23s.
Yeah.
Game in that situation.
You would think, if before the game somebody told us we had 20 turnovers and they hit 23s, you probably say we lose by 20. So it's not a recipe for success, and obviously we need to be much better. But give them credit, they play well, and they play better tonight.
Do you notice them adjusting and staying home maybe a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, let's just be honest. They disrespected a lot of guys the other night, and myself being one of them, just wide open. We got wide open shots, and they did a better job tonight of staying home and kind of shading the shooters and trying to make it tough. Danny was able to shake free on some good sets and ball movement that we had. But they definitely stayed home a little bit more, had to play a little bit more one-on-one, and we just didn't make enough plays. Thought there was some contact here and there that could have helped, had it gone our way. But that's the game, and you take it and move on.
Kawhi's obviously had a really good season, but you get the sense that there's another level that he can take things to in the playoffs, and we saw some of it in the fourth quarter tonight. How excited are you as a teammate to see him take that another level?
Yeah, I mean, we've been seeing it. I think it's just been slowly. I think the urgency has been creeping up, and he's playing with a little bit more urgency, a little bit more fire, and obviously we all like to see him get probably a little bit more calls, but he's so strong that he doesn't really get knocked off balance a lot. But yeah, I mean, he's the ultimate bailout. A guy like that, you just give him the ball, let him get some buckets, and he's won a number of games for us like that this year, and kept us in the game tonight when things were going a little bit astray. He was able to get some buckets, get to the free throw line, and get us some points so that we could get back in the game.
I think Brooklyn hit 23 last month as well. I mean, is that just the new NBA, or is that heading into the playoffs? How much of a concern is that, or just teams are going to go off every once in a while?
I mean, that's the way that the game is going. I don't know what they shot. They probably shot less than 50, which is a great number for them. They just shot the crap out of the ball, and that was our game plan. Obviously, a team like Brooklyn, our game plan is going to be a little bit different. But give them credit. The guys who we wanted to shoot shot it, and they shot it well, and we didn't score enough to kind of combat that. So we stuck with our game plan. We had a lot of mistakes, though, and within that, we got to do a better job of executing. And we let Paul George get free too much, and a couple more breakdowns there. But like I said, give them credit. They won, and it's hard to beat a team like that, back-to-back like that. I just didn't have enough, extra plays in us tonight to shake free a win.
Mark only had one shot attempt tonight. Does there need to be more of an emphasis in getting his own offense going?
Yeah, probably. I think, I'll take some blame on that, just trying to get him the ball, trying to get him more involved. And, he's got to be more aggressive. So he does a great job facilitating, and he creates a lot of shots. That stat is not on the box score, but I'm sure if you looked it up, he creates a ton of shots. And sometimes, we probably just need him to create more for himself, but that's the way it goes. And I'm sure that, as we head towards the playoffs, he'll start to create some more shots for himself. And he's a scorer at the end of the day, man. As great as he is as a passer, I think his natural ability is to score the ball. So we'll need it when we need it most, and he'll be there.
Was them?
Say 50-50. They play good defense. They did a good job. But also I think we got away from executing what the game plan was offensively of attacking how they were blitzing Kawhi or doubling Kawhi and giving them outlets and space. If we continue to do that throughout the whole game, I think it'd be a different outcome. But can't take nothing away from them. They played great defense, and offensively they had guys show up that made some big shots. Grant hit 5, Ferguson 3, and I think Schroeder hit 4. 36 shoot contested ones, but I think 36 points off threes from those guys, that's a game changer.
When you mention getting away from the game plan offensively, how much of that is on Kawhi to make the reads, and how much of it is on you guys to present yourselves and sort of open that space?
Probably, once again, a 50-50 thing, but I think more so us moving, getting the open looks, open space, of giving some, I said, the outlets. I think we had him on the sideline too many times. We didn't have the guy in the short area, the roller area, to give him outlet, and the wings coming up and give him release outlets. Also, he's trying to make plays and be aggressive at the same time. It's not easy to do. And, they're being very physical with him. They let him play. He had a couple offensive fouls, him and Pascal, and they had a couple turnovers which hurt us. But, they played well. They played aggressive and they played well.
Obviously, Kawhi's had a really good season, but there's the sense that he could take things to another level in the playoffs, and you've seen him do it before.
That's what we hope.
We saw it in the fourth quarter today. Do you think that there's another level that he hasn't even reached?
That's what we hope. We hope everybody has another level we've seen him reach it before in the past. Yeah. Obviously, he's played at a high level, previous years before this year and in the playoffs. So we hope he can reach that level or get back to that level and play at that level in the playoffs for us. And we hope everybody else, plays at that level. Marcus had some great playoff runs. Serge has had some good ones. So we'll need everybody to come up and play their playoff basketball. Kalo, everybody. We need everybody healthy first. So it'd be good to get everybody playing at their best basketball for the playoffs for us.
Encouraging Kawhi to come off 42 minutes and then come and still play a full 12 minutes in the fourth and look like he was fresh and strong and healthy and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I didn't really notice. I haven't been logging his minutes as much. I haven't been checking. I've been kind of checking mine. My body's getting a little old, but it's a good sign, to see that he's logging the minutes, playing and playing fresh and playing well. So in the playoffs, obviously, there's no back-to-backs this year, so it should be easier for him to, manage the loads and keep him fresh.
All the way back to the start of the February and March, you're shooting at over 50% from.
I like to not think about it too much, but
yeah.
I mean, we're moving the ball well. Teammates are finding me. It's good to start off well, but I got to find a way to put two halves together, 2 and 2, and instead to continue to knock down shots, space the floor, and do my job. But got some good looks, but I said also I think that's due to us not sticking to the game plan and moving it as well as we should have.
Do you need Mark to be a little more selfish looking for his own shot?
We do at times, but it's contagious. It's great. So the first half we were balling and moving, and I think he knows the mix. He's been in this league long enough, and he probably knows he could have been more aggressive, and he will be. He's still learning, coming from the bench, starting to the bench, and then back to start, and filling out different lineups, and still adjusting to a new team. He's only been here a month, So, he's adjusting, but we know he knows what he needs to do, and we know what we need him to do, and then hopefully we'll have it all clicking by playoff time.
Little of both. Felt like we got fouled on a couple of those possessions as well, but that they got it out to turnovers for them, and they did a great job getting in passing lanes.
Did it have a little bit of a playoff rehearsal feel almost, just because you're going against the same team and you're going against Paul George, like really high-level players can kind of almost back-to-back?
Yeah, because you're going to see how teams adjust the second game, and like you said, just seeing them, every other day like that is, similar to the playoffs.
Is it too soon for you to start getting excited about that stuff?
Oh yeah, we still got games. I don't know if you get really excited for the playoffs like that. You go out there and try to win. The fans get excited for it, but it's still the same game.
One thing I was wondering about is when you played, I think, 42 minutes on Wednesday, came back, played 36, all 12 of the fourth. How did you feel then, kind of a quick turnaround with the travel in between?
It felt good. I didn't have any complaints. I felt good, like I said.
And do you like this whole process you've gone through? It's really worked out for you in terms of getting this point of the season and being able to play a heavy load like that. We see how it goes moving forward. But it's me missing games isn't just to keep me fresh. It's obviously making sure that I don't re-injure something that I was out for last year. And like I said before, they've been doing a good job of reading images and making sure that I'm improving instead of declining on the health side. And does it feel like you're improving? Like, does it feel like
Yeah.
you're getting stronger week by week, month by month?
Yeah, it feels a lot better than when I started the season. And it was a little spill where it got kind of plateaued. But like I said, everybody
brought their minds together, and we figured out a way, and things are looking good, and I'm feeling good.
How important has that been for you this year, building that relationship? We talked about the relationship and the chemistry on the court, but your relationship with the medical staff all year?
It's big. You got to be able to play for people that you trust, and them be able to see what you feel, and you just move from there, and just try to get better together.
You're mentioning like the weirdness of playing the same team twice in 3 days in the regular season. Did you notice defensive adjustments they made maybe since Wednesday or even in the second half compared to the first half to you personally?
No, I feel like they pretty much played the game the same way. Probably didn't, let our guys get open looks that well, but it's not really weird. Usually this happens during the NBA season. This is my first time playing the same team and, back to back. But I feel like they played it the same way tonight.
To me, a lot of turnovers and a lot of made threes for them. It's really hard to even be in a game, let alone have a shot to win one.
Well, you look down and we shot 50%, 52% from three, 85% from the line, and then you think, how are you not winning that game? And then you look over at the turnovers, right? You already mentioned 22 of them. We had 8 in the first quarter, and still we're in good shape, right? But they got some really good production, obviously, out of. They got a lot of points out of their secondary guys or whatever, other than George and Westbrook. Obviously Schroeder was good, but Schroeder, Grant, Ferguson all made shots there to keep them rolling.
And their shots you guys can live with a guy like that taking.
Yeah, they were pretty much. I think the difference maybe in this game and the last game is we did get the ball kicked back out to those guys, and we were able to kind of late contest them. I thought we didn't get back out to Schroeder, especially a couple of times, just completely alone. Just didn't quite figure out where he was relocating to as well as we did last game.
You notice them staying home on shooters maybe a bit more, or just between the 22 turnovers and the 25 three-point attempts? Was that a product of that, or just overall sloppiness, would you say?
Yeah, I think there were stretches of the game we were doing a really good job of touching the paint and getting it out and around, and then there was stretches where we weren't getting it out, right? Against we were getting it really deep. I thought we missed a bunch of even one-on-one kind of inside 5 feet plays, right, where we drive it all the way in there and look like we were going to come away with something, and it'd roll off and go the other way. So we were getting pretty deep. So yeah, maybe they were staying home a little bit more. I have to look at the tape though. Probably were because there was probably no help. That's why we were getting so deep.
With Pascal, he's had him guarding Westbrook a little bit and a little bit on George. What kind of his defensive flexibility? How much does that help you and will help you in the playoffs?
Well, again, we got I think a number of guys that can play. I am pretty happy with the defense of Pascal, Kawhi, OG, Danny. Those guys are all about interchangeable parts that can guard guys that can handle themselves on the post as well, so we don't have to bring double teams and stuff. So there's some good flexibility there. I thought Pascal did another really good job on Westbrook.
Well, he obviously had turnover problems, but he also had 20 in the fourth, and had some pretty big defensive possessions on Paul. What did you see from him, especially late in the game?
Well, I like the force he was playing with offensively, right? He did get hung up a couple times. But he got hit a lot. He did shoot 10 free throws, which might be a record for this year, but he probably could have shot another 10, to be honest. He was really getting jolted around on the drives and hit a lot, and they made him play through a lot of it. And I thought he did for the most part.
3 quarters, Gasol had no shots. He only hit that one dunk at the end. Are you saying anything to him, like maybe he should shoot more, or are you saying, or just stay the course of what he's doing, or?
Yeah, it wasn't lost on us that he hadn't taken any shots. I remember I kind of said he hasn't taken a shot and he's playing great, right? He's really playing great. And, there was some timeouts where we were trying to look to get him to do a few things and just never kind of materialized. Just something on the play would get jumped where we were going to try to get it back around to him. We were trying to space him a little bit and see if he could get a couple threes up, and just never really materialized.
3-point attempts. How do you get used to that? It seems to be happening more than ever.
Yeah. Well, it was a little bit, this team especially puts a little pressure on you, right? With Westbrook just putting his head down and going into the paint. And if you don't send probably 3 bodies, right? 2 for sure, if not 3, to stop that initial thrust, then you're going to be getting laid in on, right? Or getting free throwed to death, one of the two. Again, it was part of the game plan, really, for us we probably don't want Paul George getting 10 off, but Jeremy Grant getting 8 off and Westbrook taking 9 and Schroeder taking 7. If we had to do all over again, we'd probably do it all over again, right? And try to take George's 10 away and cut that down to about 5 or 6. They made them tonight, right? I think the game plan was executed, pretty much all the way through, but they made them. And again, I thought we were right there, really close there at the end, and again, didn't get many breaks, or the ball didn't bounce our way, shall we say.
Do you feel like there's been more consistency to the flow of the offense the last few games?
I think our offense is pretty good. Against this team, you really need to score, or else they put you back on your heels in the transition, right? And we didn't score it that well, but I didn't think, again, we turned it over some. There was quite a few charging fouls, push-offs, kind of weird ones that inflate that number a little bit. But we didn't take care of it probably well enough. You cut that down to even a little bit larger than normal games, 17 or 18, and you're probably going to be in good shape tonight. The problem when you turn it over with these guys is it's almost laying it in at the other end. They had 20 points on the 22 turnovers, so it's a double-edged sword when you turn it over against these guys. But that's what they do. They reach and slap and hit and knock and flop and all those things and come away with the ball.